2025, Vegas is dying on the vine. And I'm going to be honest and finally just say it. If you come to Vegas right now, you would have to be a complete moron or somebody with a lot of money, maybe $3,000 to $5,000 to spend. I've never seen it this bad with these corporations caring more about profits than people as I have in the last 6 to 8 months. And in this video, we're going to give you 7 reasons why you really should stay away from this town, because you staying away might be the thing that saves this place. My name is Steven. I'm not leaving Las Vegas. Let's give you all the reasons why this place has lost its magic for a lot of you. In some ways where if we all fight it, it might come back. Kind of amazing. We have a working escalator today. Now, I can already hear some of you guys saying, Steven, you're a Vegas influencer. Well, first of all, I don't take money from these casinos. These casinos probably hate me because I'm the only one who's been telling you for months now that the Strip is falling apart. Nobody believed me until the mainstream media started talking about it. But I'm not here to sugarcoat things. I'm here to give you the straight dope, the real truth about this town. And I don't care if it means that maybe someday these casinos decide to target me on a live stream. So let's talk about the prices, because the prices are the thing that first and foremost sticks out. But it's not just the prices. It's the absolutely taking advantage of people that these casinos are doing right now, and how they're milking things and how they're pulling more dollar out of everybody. Nice to get into the Bellagio where it's less hot, and hot are the prices in Vegas. The average cost of a Vegas stay is up 26% compared to the pre-pandemic levels that we had in terms of how much you would spend. And that's made up of a few different things. The major things are the price of hotels being up 24%. So if you were paying $100, you're paying now $124. That's not to mention the obscene resort fees that keep going up every single year, it seems. They push these resort fees through the roof. Car rentals are up 29%. And the big one, the thing that we all need to do, you have to eat. The thing that we all have to do, food, is up a staggering 49% since 2015. 49%. That's not to mention the fact that there are less choices, which we'll get through into in the end of this video. But yeah, 49% for your food. If your buffet and your food costs and everything came to $100 a day, it's now $149 every day. You spend 3 days in town, you're spending an extra $150 just on that one aspect. It's bonkers, right? But let's talk about those room rates, right? Because the average room cost right now is about $203. And during peak events, it can go up as high as $300. Now, that's a 26% increase from pre-pandemic levels. But get this, there are actually less rooms on the Strip right now, but there's lower occupancy numbers right now than there was in 2019 before the whole COVID mess hit us so hard. I know, it sounds crazy, right? In 2019, rooms were about 95% occupancy, and right now, they're only 85%. What's weird about this, get this, there are less rooms in Vegas right now. I mean, think about it this way. The Tropicana down at the end of the Strip, it was demolished to make way for the baseball stadium. The Mirage has been taken offline. That means that the occupancy should have gone up, but instead of going up, it's gone down, and they're still charging more per room night. They got it backwards. So if those high-priced rooms weren't enough for you, how about the fact that the rooms come with a litany, a myriad, a plethora, lots of words, fees, lots of fees. You're paying $40 for valet parking at these properties. A lot of these properties don't offer free parking when you're staying at the hotel any longer, so that's an extra charge if you are deciding to rent a car, which you're paying more for, like we mentioned in the last segment, and then parking the car costs you money. How about the fact that they have weird charges like MGM Resorts International charging you a $25 fee if you want to get real cutlery, metal cutlery, and actual plates, not just fake paper plates. It doesn't make any sense. $60 early check-in fees, which I think we already mentioned over at the Flamingo. So you can check into a room that's just sitting there vacant with the air conditioning running, waiting for you to be able to rest your feet. These are anti-consumer prices. These are things that don't make anybody want to come to this town. And the problem is, they get online. And I think that's where the casinos can't control the narrative. Yeah, you see, the casinos never prepared for what online would bring them. The $26 bottle of water at the Aria minibar, which is quite literally much smaller than what you can get for $2 over at the ABC store. Or again, the Aria telling people that they didn't put in enough bets to get a small bottle of water at the sports book. They had a $500 minimum. or the $60 check-in fee at the Flamingo, or the horrible nacho plate at the Fontainebleau, which, to the credit, the Fontainebleau did correct. These things spread like wildfire, and they really bring the focus and the attention on all of these price gougings that are going on. These price gougings are huge. Let me get out of the way of the cars before I get killed on this video and explain them to you. And now's the time where I tell you to subscribe. It's hot, it's windy, it's loud, and one of these days I'm going to get smashed in the back of the head by a vehicle. So we're back and we're moving, and we're going to talk about this. $30 for a coffee and a bagel, Fontainebleau. $50 for a yard-long margarita over at any of the margarita places on the Strip. $20 I showed on my YouTube short for a Red Bull and vodka over at the Paris. How about $9 for a 500 milliliter bottle of Diet Pepsi? These are the kinds of things that people just simply won't tolerate. When it gets online, all they do is read the headline. They don't realize the water was at the Aria's minibar. They don't care. And this creates this horrible experience in Vegas where all you have are being nickeled and dined by the casinos, scammed by the people over here, trying to pretend to be monks and pull donations from you, hit up by people who are playing music for you, and just crushed under the weight of the prices to be in this town right now. And people, quite frankly, are tired of it. But that's not the end of it all. There's even more reasons you'd be a moron to come here. So let's talk about table minimums and gambling. Because this is one where I've gotten a slow but steady education from my own audience who watches my live streams, which is a reason for you to subscribe. 3-2 blackjack, $5 table minimum. You're not going to find it anywhere on the Strip. 3-2 blackjack is reserved for $100 bets in the high rollers pit, just as an example. 000 blackjack at places like Venetian and Palazzo, and a whole bunch of new games that are shiny and new, but skewed in terrible odds towards the gamer and really high towards the casinos. Not to mention the fact that these casinos are actually replacing a lot of their person-to-person games with digital versions of games like roulette and craps, because they can pay one dealer to drop the ball and that's it, and have 50 people playing all at the same time. It just is less of a human touch, less of an ability for people to get good service. And speaking of that human touch, we do have to talk about all the layoffs this town has faced. Because if you're coming here expecting the same level of service, you got another thing coming. So in a city that's solely focused on the guest experience and creating a positive experience to draw people back year after year, these casinos have sure taken a bite out of that guest experience with layoffs. And the layoffs started about a year ago, with Caesars Entertainment secretly merging the position of server and bus person at their buffets into one singular position, thereby forcing older people who have been in the position for a long time out of the position because they can't handle the workload, and thereby reducing your $100 buffet experience to one where one person has to do everything and run around like a chicken with their head cut off. This was followed up with other layoffs around town too. What kind of layoffs? Well, you had the MGM Resorts International laying off the entire bell desk over at the Excalibur. So now even if you wanted help with your bags, you can't get that service. We also had MGM Resorts International laying off the entire concierge department, as long as the concierge department wasn't dealing with high rollers or whales, and telling us, we're supposed to believe, that people, you and me, would rather deal with an AI agent on an app and do things self-service than actually go and have a human-to-human connection. Fontainebleau laid off their table dealers and walked them out of the property with security guards on hand, as though these table dealers were going to go all Frank Sinatra and flip over the games in front of the public, and they wanted to avoid a scene. And don't get me started on Resorts World, the redheaded stepchild of the Strip. And if you're a redhead and you're a stepchild, don't hate me. It's just a term. I don't know why I said it. Yeah, they laid off people as well. The layoffs bring less guest services, and less guest services means that the diminishing experience of you is in an ever upwards trajectory. What about the choices you have here? Dining, entertainment. Those are going away too. See, there was a time in this town when you had all sorts of choices for dining and for shows and entertainment, but those days seem to be gone. The buffets have largely been replaced, with only a few massive buffets charging upwards of $100 a person at most, and around $60 to $70 at minimum taking their places. A lot of these buffets have switched to only brunch service, not full dinner service, and they close earlier than ever. These buffets have been replaced with food halls, and every time a food hall opens, the casino property celebrates it as though it's a good thing for the consumer. The problem is, everything at the food hall costs relatively the same. A person will go in and be forced to spend between $20 and $50 to get a single one-time meal. So the variety's disappeared there too. What about shows? Shows are no different. If anything, shows have been hit harder than anybody else. All right, so check this out. If you came to Vegas pre-pandemic era, your show choices were astronomical. You could see shows for as little as $5 a person. Sure, it'd be an afternoon show like the Mac King comedy show over at the Harrah's, but that was $5 with the ticket, the coupon that you would find all over the Strip. Moving up a little bit, you might have a $30 to $40 show ticket, something like the V Show at Planet Hollywood, or heck, you could even get those show tickets at no cost if you did a timeshare presentation. But now in the modern day Vegas, show tickets are expensive. I don't know of many daytime shows with a $5 entrance, if any. I do know that shows like the V Show at Planet Hollywood have now moved up to the $70 per ticket tier. And I do know also that most Cirque du Soleil shows are going to run you at least $150 to $300 for a seat. But Vegas has switched its focus to these marquee events, things like Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars and the Pacquiao fight that's being fought here this weekend. That's what they care about most. And they care about you making it a destination for entertainment versus a thing where you come in and decide what you're going to see while you're here. And that makes bringing a family of four to a show somewhere in the $400 to $600 range if you're going to see a decent show with, all the service fees intact. And it's getting to a point where it's just too much. So what are you going to do about it? Well, don't be a moron and simply don't come. Because I'm going to tell you what happens if you don't come. And it ain't no secret. It's basic economics. You see, if you don't come to Vegas in 2025 and enough of you don't come to Vegas and you take your vacations to other places, the city has no choice but to react as any business entity does by lowering prices and creating value for you to draw you back. It's simple supply and demand. If there's no demand for a product, there becomes a lot of supply. If there's no demand for room stays in Vegas, there's a lot of rooms that are open. And to fill those rooms, they will simply lower the prices. If people are refusing to spend $100 on a buffet, the price of the buffet will slowly slide down until it hits a number where people will go to it en masse, and then things will stabilize. So if you don't come to Vegas in 2025, you're probably doing yourself and everybody else going forward a huge favor. But if you do come to Vegas, I'll tell you what you should and shouldn't do. So if you do come to Vegas in 2025 because you just got to get your Sin City on, make sure you pay attention to my last video. I'll put it up here in the corner of the video. It's a ways to basically scam, con, or rob these casinos legally. Watch the video and do things like use all-inclusive room package deals downtown, take up special offers, make sure you join every players club you can. I mean, there's a lot of tips. It's in that video. Make sure you make every single effort for you to get yourself loaded up on good value when you do come in, so you don't have to pay any more unnecessary money to these casino properties than you would have already done. Because again, only by fighting back will we make a difference and make a visible difference in the bottom lines of the companies. And they can win us back. We don't hate the casinos. We just hate when they don't treat us like human beings, right? And also, do your due diligence. Do some research about the destination you're going to, even if it doesn't happen to be Vegas. Make sure that you know what you're getting yourself into, because at the end of the day, it's on you to do your research about where you're going so you can have the best experience as you can. I think I may be the only YouTuber out there that's telling you the full, unbiased truth about these properties, and I'm doing it out of love. I'm doing it because I spent nearly 21 years in this town, and of that 21 years, nearly 18 years working on the Las Vegas Strip doing videos and content production. And I would hate to see this place fade off into the sunset like some forgotten vision of an amazing thing that once was that no longer is. Now, if you guys found value in this video, be sure to subscribe to this channel. We're doing videos upcoming about the crazy unemployment rates in this town. We're going to be talking about how impossible it is for normal people to buy homes, and how Vegas as a place to live is one of the craziest places you could ever think of. If you want to be totally rad, you can get your name in our credits just like these people over here. These are our Patreon members, and we love every single one of them, just like we love you, even if you're not on Patreon. These folks also got over an hour and a half of extra videos last month on my Patreon channel, the stuff that I can't post on the strip. We have an amazing video coming up that if I post it on YouTube, I could lose my channel because of the content. Think about somebody who worked in the oldest profession in the world for 14 years and then opened up about the seedy underbelly that's happening in Vegas every single day. We're going to show that on Patreon soon. So thanks for watching. If you got any value, subscribe. If you're just browsing through, my name's Steven. I'm not leaving Las Vegas. You're the best part of my day, and I appreciate you having you here. Before we leave, we say 3, 2, 1, click. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, and click.